Good morning. It's the 1st of November and it is the brand new year. For the Celts, for the Druids, for those that celebrate Samhain, blessings be and welcome. Good morning, sisterhood. Morning, Irene. Please let me know if you are here. Catherine Ducey, morning. This is a hat trick for you. Let me know where you're coming from, where you're tuning in from. Who knows the rap to this song though? It's a soul companion. You can feel it everywhere. Of course you can. Who remembers this though? Okay, so let me know where you're coming from. Morning Venus, morning Rosaline, morning Irene. Oh, here we go. Gotta say a quick hello. It's Bridget's birthday yesterday on Halloween. Close the door, good girl. Morning Sarapina, the most unbelievable week of your life. You can't put it into words. Ooh, what a tune. Yes, Rebecca. Yes, Sarah. Yes, Sarah Louisa. Morning, Helen. Yay! Come on, ladies. Let's get some energy up in here. Oh, good morning, Alice. You can feel it in the air. Not the best singer, but you know, I give it a good go. Who knew the rap, though? Who knew the rap? Who knows the rap? Sanya, good morning. Tash, morning. Rhythm is a dancer. So when I was young, I used to dance to this song like I was some kind of limber gymnast. Yes. With my big box, little box. Hi, Joel. Good morning, Rebecca. Let me know where you are coming from. Little Tushy there. Kate, good morning. Happy Taurus full moon to you. How did it go? Right, you got you sneak inside you. Set your mind to move. Leslie, good morning. I'm sparkling, Tash. I think I might be sweating, actually. Good morning from Norfolk. Okay, ladies. I want one word to describe your week so far, please. Entertain me. Get exciting. Find the best word you can come up with. Rhythm is a dancer. It's a source of companion. It's a source of companion. It's a source companion. Come on, Fallon. Get yourself together. Okay. So I want to hear your words. Roller coaster. Wow. Okay. With laughter. Come on. Emotional, Jane. Incredible, Sarah Louisa. Who else have we got? Come on, type it in for me. I want to know. Big box, little box. Raven. Everybody on the dance floor. I know. I really should have been like one of those loser DJs. Rhythm. Next. Emotional. Incredible. Emerging. I love emerging. I love that word. Grounding AF. Sanya. Grounding AF. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Ali Chambers sexual. Let's get moving on. Okay, ladies. Whew, I think we're all ready for the prize line that we love to anchor into our weeks every week here in the Shamanic Sisterhood. Yes, what a fucking week. Holy Babyloni. What a fucking week. And I mean, we've said that a few times now, haven't we? Since the beginning of lockdown, Mark 1, we have been shouting all about, you know, this what a fucking week, but this week, and I know you don't like me to say it all the time, but next week as well, and maybe even the week after, and probably all the way until 2021 and onwards, to be honest. It is feckin' lunacy out there. So last night, I jumped in the group to do a little live in my witch's attire, and It was the beautiful full moon in Taurus. And every year, the full moon in Taurus is always this vibrant, dark matter energy. It's like this incredible frequency of luxury and taboo because the sun is in Scorpio. And obviously a full moon is when the sun is opposing the moon and Earth comes right in between. So we get the maximum energy of these planets. Not that the moon's a planet, or the sun, actually. Luminaries. Morning, Heather. Good morning, Bridget. So this one was a lot more potent. And as I said last week, for me, this was the most potent full moon of the year. Why? Because the moon was in alignment with Uranus. So that means that the sun was also opposing Uranus. Yes, it was. It was actually opposing Uranus. But that alignment meant that that full moon was just that much more potent because Uranus rules that which is surprising and shocking and out of the blue. And although it's not always something that comes out of the blue, it might be something that has been stagnant for a while and suddenly comes to fruition, or a shift in circumstances or a change in direction. It's that sliding doors moment when we have Uranus, because we don't know whether our lives would have been different if we'd have carried on the same path or the same thinking or the same habits, or we hadn't met that person, or we had met that person, or we did go to that event, or we didn't go to that event. We have no idea. But what we do know is that when Uranus comes into play in any planetary alignment, it gives us a shift, and it is an electrifying insight. It's a turn of events. And what happened over the weekend, we had earthquakes in Turkey and Greece. We've had floods. We've had all sorts of different kind of energetic shifts in the planet itself. And Taurus, hi Heather, hi Nunzia. Taurus rules the earth. It's the first earth sign. And it comes out of Aries. Aries is the birth, it's the creation, it's the me. Whereas Taurus is the my. It's like, oh, there's other things outside of me that I can now claim into me. So things like resources, things like earthly resources. So coal, diamonds, water, wind, money, body, sex, luxury. Yes, all the things that we come to believe that were natural resources, and now we have unnatural resources too. Things that are material goods that give us the feeling or the status of power, that we have more resources. The more resources we have, the more powerful we are. And Scorpio is obviously all about power. It's the sex, it's the taboo, it's the shift. It's death and transformation. So when Uranus comes in, that can be a real shift in the distribution of resources. It can be a real shift in the distribution of power. And so that sets us up, ladies, for a week of cataclysmic change in terms of power and resource shift. Who's got the power? Should have put that on, shouldn't I? But essentially, today, we have this energy right off the bat of this full moon. We have Venus, who has been really gently moving through Virgo, and as I said last week, has now moved into Libra. She's moved into her home sign, but her celestial home sign, where she governs. Again, she also rules Taurus. She rules these resources of the body, of beauty, and also of currency. You know, that word currency is the flow of energy that we now determine it to be money. And so money is changing. All of these different energies are moving now from paper money. We used to have talents, then we got paper money, or coins rather, and into paper money, and now we're in digital currency. There's going to be complete paperless society where we are just being ruled by AI, and AI shifting the way that we use currency. It already shifts the way that we use beauty on the internet, etc. And this is going to kind of push us forward now from the beginning of 2020, where Venus moved through all the signs and she got into Gemini. Remember that really long period of time when she was in Gemini, retrograding, and there was a massive shift in dating online. There was a big shift in Zoom. There was so much going on in this lockdown dating world. Well, she's back. She's back in another air sign. And so she is now opposing Chiron, the healer, the great healer, who is with Mars. And this is giving us an opportunity to see where we are using our resources personally in relationships and as a collective in humanity, in the earth. And are we actually distributing our resources to the best of our ability to live as a human race? And so immediately we come to the US elections. Oh my gosh. Today, tomorrow, the next day, basically for the rest of the week, Mercury stands still in the sky in Libra also. Now, Libra is balance and justice. It's really, really looking at what is best for you and what is best for me, and let's make this weigh out evenly. So with Venus in this area, opposing Chiron the healer, saying let's heal how we distribute power, how we distribute our resources. Let's take a second look at ourselves. Mercury slows all the way down, and Mercury is our mind, our thoughts, the way we communicate. It definitely rules things like voting. And it's like it is holding the balance. And right at this moment, as it is still, it squares off against Saturn. Yes, the leader of the boardroom, El Mafioso himself. I want to be like, Don, the Don. Yeah, I see him as like a great grandpappy with his cigar and his, and his really oak age whiskey, like 25 years, and he's got it all. He is luxury, but he is luxury through hard fucking work and also through ancestry. And so as Mercury, the way that we collectively think and forthrightly speak, because remember, Libra is opposite Aries, where Mars is right now. That's our gusto, it's the meanness, it's the individual. So we're getting this ability to speak up, to have our voice heard. Our vote counts against the aristocracy. That square is going to feel really tensiony over the next week. But what's interesting is with Mercury retrograde, it always throws up surprises. We all know this. Hands up, please, who has ever had a smooth Mercury retrograde where things haven't gone amiss, where we haven't missed something in some paperwork, or we've got stuck in traffic, or a flight's been cancelled, or our computer has not been backed up and we've lost loads of information. Mercury rules all of that stuff. So with Saturn there in power in its own sign, and just to fucking complicate it, remember we've still got Jupiter and Pluto are still in Capricorn, and they are coming back together. Now that they're moving forward at different speeds, Jupiter's catching up to Pluto again for the third time this year. So as Mercury, as any planet in fact at the moment, makes an aspect to Saturn, it also makes an aspect to Jupiter and Pluto. Anything in Capricorn at the moment. So here we have an election week that will shift the world view of politics. It's going to shift the world. because the US always has a front stage when it comes to this kind of democracy. Personal political views aside. And so what we're going to see is breakdowns in communication. We are the people against the aristocracy. The aristocracy also are fed up with the way that things are being. And what's going to happen slowly but surely is there is going to be some kind of melding, that us and them is being pushed into so much pressure to be able to see that we are only mirrors of each other, that we are actually one, and that there is no us and them, because the us and them only exists in our mind. We are actually all the same. We're all in this humanity. We're all in this bubble at the moment together. We're all on this planet together. We're all hurtling through fucking space together, spinning around the sun, and we're still all learning about why we're here and what we're supposed to be doing here. And so what will transpire, and maybe not this week, it's seeding this week, is that these overriding political systems that we've had, and that outside of us but also inside of us, where we have been holding power, where others have been holding power, there's going to be some kind of tension aspect, some breakdown in communication, so that we can get a breakthrough, so that we can find what actually works for both parties, what actually works in the balance. How can we create win-win with our resources and our power dynamics? It's not all about me, my, and it's not all about them and blaming and you've taken and I didn't given and I'm poor me and victim. It's about looking at every single one of us as an individual in this collective humanitarian melting pot and seeing that we all have different perspectives of the one diamond. And no matter which way we look at it, it's always beautiful. And also, no matter which way we look at it, it's always right. We're always right. And so if 8.5 billion or however many people live on this planet now are all right, who the feck is wrong? And this is the key to this week and the key to next week, because next week we are going to have Mars station and go direct after a very, very long retrograde. Hi, Bisan. And we're also then going to later have Neptune go direct in its home star sign in Pisces right at the end of November. We've also got the eclipse seasons starting at the end of November in Gemini and Sagittarius on the north and the south nodes. We're all hurtling towards this gateway of the 21st of December 2020, which will start to chink open on the 17th of December when Jupiter enters Aquarius. So this week where we are in that inquiry space of what does it take for all of us to win? What does it take for all of us to be right rather than me be right and everyone else be wrong? What does that really take? That takes a lot of shift into the heart. And that's why this full moon that we're just still in that potency right now, that shift, that shock, that surprise, may or may not have come to you already, but it's certainly on its way. Every single one of us will feel it. The UK had its beautiful address from Boris last night to say that we are now in a national lockdown. National. And so it wasn't that we didn't feel like it was coming, but it was that on the edge of our seats, ready to see that all of Europe has now gone, we're now locked down. And we've been given another month of November. It's almost like Mercury's going forward, but it's now going back over the energy that we have been retrograding through. So we've gone back.
I love you.
I love you too, darling. So we are going back forward now. We're going forward over all the information that we've been going back over. We now get the opportunity personally, in our relationships, in our friendships, in our businesses, in our careers, in our communities, in our global humanitarian home. We now get the opportunity to put into practice what we have learnt about ourselves in the last year. When Mercury starts moving forward, we're all going to feel that speed. We're all going to feel that new clarity. When Mars starts moving forward, we are going to be racing with new creative ideas about how to create new resources, how to wake up this world. Who are we? Are we victims or are we creators? Maybe that was another song, you know. Are we human or are we dancers? Maybe that should have been one today. But I did feel like rhythm is a dancer. We want to move with the rhythm of life. It's time for us to stand up and say, actually, I know I can create. I can create new resources. I want to be genius-like in my life. I want to be able to sit and understand from an observer's point of view that the world is crackers, but I have the ability to change it. The individual. So when Mars starts moving forward on the 14th of November, we're all going to get that buzz. So it's right now, where we're feeling the tension, that we get to look at where are we feeling tension? What is frustrating us in our lives, in our careers, in our partnerships, in our health? What is frustrating you? Because it's that leads you to your creation. You know, they say that invention is, oh gosh, I've forgotten it. Help me out. The necessity is the mother of all invention. But necessity only comes from that frustration of not being able to have it right now, not being able to create what it is right now that we want. So we want justice, we want freedom, we want health, we want innovative health. We want something that is going to enliven all of humanity and give humanity the freedom to choose their life without imposing on other people, without having to conform to these great, old, laborious, slow ways of the ancestral ways, the patriarchal ways, you know, the control element. We are being birthed into a free world. Aquarius is this free world. But just like any digital world that is being formed, and, you know, make no mistake, Aquarius is a digital frequency. And Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus. Taurus is that old, slow earth. And Uranus is going, sending this spark of otherworldly, almost alien-like insight into our earth being right now through this full moon. That's why I shared the Future Witches Wake. Wake the future witches. The future witches may still use herbs, but they're the young girls that we have now that are scientists, that are philosophers, that are at the leading edge of understanding this world, understanding the neurological system, understanding the biology of the human, of animals and of the planet, the ecology of our whole being. We are one. That was two. That's one. We are one. You and I. We are the same. In a cash shell a kin. I can always get that one wrong. But literally, the cat that is sat over there is me. My daughter that just came in is me. You are me. Trump is me. Boris is me. King Pong Jong is me. They are all me. And they are all you too. And so as we project out our distaste, our dislike, as we go into the balance of I'm right and they're wrong, what we do is we imbalance ourselves on the inside. And this is the same in our households, down at the local supermarket. It's the same when we're going to schools. It's the same with our parents. And it can be a tough one to see. It can be a tough one to see. But we will see it because Uranus will make sure. So the main event of this week, of course, the full moon is highlighting it. We also have Mercury coming out of retrograde, squaring all of this energy for a full week and into next week. We've got Jupiter and Pluto connecting again for the third time. And that is the heralding of lockdown. Right back at the beginning, if you go back to the beginning of the sisterhood, I spoke about Jupiter and Pluto being the pandemic. They are the pandemic together. Pluto is death, Jupiter is great. You know, this great death, but it's not death as in dying, it's the death of the transformation. And we had it again towards the end of kind of June, July, and now we are receiving it again in November. So it's a complete transformation. And by the time Jupiter passes Pluto right at the beginning of December and then moves into Aquarius, we will have this breath of fresh air. But this air will be of a different quality of what we have breathed before. And it's up to us to create that quality. We create that quality in our own relationships by being that person that we want to be, by being the person we want them to see, being responsible for what's in the mirror, knowing, like I say all the time, you can't grimace at the mirror and expect it to smile back. We get to see the best in everyone. We get to see the highest angel in all. And that includes deeply those that are difficult to love. So if you haven't done the 21-day meditation, the Radiant Heart, then it's time to practice it, isn't it? But watch for some surprises around the election. Watch for some surprises around the UK government for sure, in terms of the way that they shift things. It's pretty amazing that the date that Boris has chosen to lock down is the same day as the election results are supposed to come out in the US. It's the same day that Mercury goes direct. If only these people used astrology. They may or may not choose different dates to create, but it feels like they are at the mercy of the energies rather than harnessing the energies. And that's what we're all about in here, harnessing the energies. Just like a kite surfer harnesses the surf and the wind. It doesn't just let it blow them around. It says, I have got the intention to ride that wave, to set my sail high, and to use the elements, the energies, to enjoy life, to have fun. Where some people would say it's far too windy for me even to go for a walk. Others would say, I'm hopping on my surfboard and grabbing my parachute. And that's what I encourage all of you women, all of you watching, to do. To look inside your heart and say, I don't care what kind of life it is out there on the outside. I get to harness the energy. I get to live the way I want to live. I get to show up as who I want to be. And it doesn't matter what's happening out there. I can still be free in here. And anybody who's joined me in the coven will know how that feels. Because we create freedom of feeling. And the more we create that freedom of feeling, the more it shows up in our life, the more it shows up on the outside. It's pretty amazing. Some might even call it magic. So that's what we have ahead That is what we have. Yes, Nancy Reagan was a spiritual. Yes, she was. And she always looked into astrology to guide. And there are many. In fact, Amy, thank you for sharing that. There are many people that are in spheres of influence that use this ancient knowledge. Just like there are many doctors in traditional medicine, or even in, like, for example, our NHS, that would recommend more traditional medicine. There doesn't have to be an us and a them. There doesn't have to be a me and a you. We can have balance. We can have freedom. We can have a humanity that actually gets along. But we have to seed it in ourselves first. We have to stand up and be that freedom embodied ourselves first. So it was actually going to be everybody's free to feel good, but we've had that already. So I was like, oh my God, this is what it is. So what landed for you? What has landed for you? Help me out. Share with me what has worked. Tonight, tomorrow, for the rest of your life, create freedom in your being. And I'm going to choose you all a card now, but while I'm choosing, I want you to share with me on here what has landed for you. What do you feel like now? What is it that you want to create in your life? What's landed? Rhythm is a dancer. You can feel it everywhere. Yes, we are the creators. Yes, I've landed a bright light in your heart. Bisan, I miss you. And know that you are doing amazing things in your own covenant tribe. Oh, you can feel it in the air. We're hanging in the air, ladies. Letting go, mature feminine. Yes, with help from me and the coven, Catherine. Oh yes, I see you. I see you, Angel. Yes. Okay, who wants a card? Oh, I miss you too. Freedom is inside. Ooh, Freya. Phases and cycles. Perfect. And she's got the full moon behind her. There is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. Oh my gosh. The illusion of power. Isn't she beautiful? Rhythm and cycles. You can feel it, rhythm. I'm going to attempt the rap. Who's singing with me? First of all, I'm obviously going to go into the dance mode. Yes, I love freedom, of course. Who doesn't love freedom? You've got to be crackers to not love freedom. Okay. Are you ready? Let the rhythm ride inside you, guide inside you, sneak inside you. I don't really know it. I just know the last bit. You all know that bit, don't you? Come on, share with me what's landed for you. And also share with me if you are dancing, because I really want to see you. I want to see pictures of you all dancing. Groove don't get you, then the rhyme is gonna. I'm serious as cancer when I say rhythm is a dancer. Yes. Serious as cancer when I say rhythm is a dancer. Used to be quite a taboo line, didn't it? So, ladies, I am opening the coven again. We are moving into uncharted times. Everyone needs more support, more community, more freedom, and I'm inviting you to get in touch with me to join the coven. I am doing a one-time offer between now and the new moon, which is coming in a couple of weeks and is a powerful, super new moon. You need to get in touch with me on DM. I will send you the details. But anybody who has been in the coven will tell you how impactful it is in terms of really grounding this energy, really moving through this energy, not just listening to it, but working with it. It really is powerful. Roisin, happy Celtic New Year, yes! Rhythm is a dancer. So many of you joined in the last new moon in Libra. You joined in with us in the coven, and then we had another beautiful coven for the full moon, Samhain. And so as we move now into this Scorpio new moon, which is our next big shift in the coven, I invite you to get in touch with me. I invite you to embody this work. I invite you to let your sisters hold you and to be in a space where you feel fully supported through this work. The coven may or may not stay open in 2021. Really, things are changing for me. And I have developed quite a lot in the last couple of months. Things have been shifting on the inside and still are shifting. But who I want to be is who I am being every day, and that's who I encourage you to be. Every moment, finding those places where I'm meeting my edges. And I invite you all into the coven to join with me to do this work. So if it's something that is calling your heart, if you know you need more support, more sisterhood, if you understand that it's time to harness these energies and not allow these energies to kind of hit you like a shit show, like a storm, then get in touch with me. We are a fun bunch. If you like the Sunday service, you're definitely going to like the coven. Oh yes. So sing it to me one more time, ladies. Freya, cycles, phases and cycles. We are going through a transmutation this year. We're going through a death. We're going through a movement. And every beginning holds an end. Every end holds a beginning. It's time to live. It's time to live in freedom. And it's time to dance. Dance with the rhythm of life. Because rhythm is a dancer. It's a soul's companion. You can feel it everywhere. Lift your hands and voices. Free your mind and join us. You can feel it in the air. Oh, it's a passion. Oh, you can feel it in the air. It's a passion. Oh. Signing off. Have an amazing weekend. Yes, love the ancestors, but the future starts with you. Lots and lots of love.